Ladies and gentlemen, I'm joined by Leigh Mitchell. Now, you are going up against Mr. Biggs. This fight at Cage Warriors. But before we jump into that, mate, let's go back. You've made your pro debut. You had a good
Yeah.
amateur record. You made pro debut. Can we talk me through the kind of emotions, the mindset, and what happened with the pro debut? Because obviously, it's different in the amateur scene. It is different when you step up to the big, the pro
Yeah.
side of things. How do you think everything from a mental perspective as well went?
Well, obviously, at the time, when you kind of step over from the amateurs to fight as a pro, have your pro debut, it's a massive deal for you. And you think
Mm.
like this could like leapfrog me up into the big leagues kind of thing. Like you get, say for example, you get an exciting finish, everyone maybe gets the MMA community talking about you a little bit, so you have high hopes for yourself, especially when you work hard for it. And there's no reason why you kind of doubt yourself in like from previous performances or whatever. Um, it was a great card as well. It was at the Echo in Liverpool,
Yeah.
so it was obviously an away fight anyway. It was quite like massively hyped. Like obviously all your friends and your family are talking about it, your gym's talking about it, kind of thing. And when it just doesn't go your way at all, you come out with a shitty injury. You can't do anything for a few months because you've got like a cast on, because you broke your hand or whatever. Um, it, when you talk about emotions and stuff like that, it really does just kind of it messes with it. It does plant that little bit of, oh shit, like I've stepped up to the pros and like it's just completely gone terribly. Like maybe, like I don't know, maybe like I'm not as good as I thought I was. Maybe the hype ain't real kind of thing. I remember waking up the morning after in Liverpool and just going to sit at McDonald's at 5 a.m. Like, I just could not sleep like at all. I was just like, fuck. You just think about it and like kind of relay everything over in your head, and you're just like, Jesus, what the fuck happened, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, so it is shit, and you think about it for ages. I do anyway. Like even if I spar badly or something like that, I'll like go mad, kind of thing. I hate it. Like, you got to be so. I think I'm such a perfectionist anyway. So when a fight ends up going that way, like it is just a proper shitter. Like I say, you think about it, your emotions are all up and down, kind of thing. Um, but so I took it. Obviously, it took like a little bit of a step away for a few months and kind of just worked out. I was working at a gym at the time anyway, so I was just working out at work and stuff like that. Kind of went back to training and was training like casually as such, more than for anything in particular. Um, like doing the sessions and like being there for other guys. Because being away, I also felt that guilt of not being there for the teammates who had been there for me and stuff as
Yeah.
well. Like a few of like the smaller guys and girls who had been there to train with me and stuff. I now wasn't there for them, so I was like, shit. I was like, I feel I feel bad because I ain't there, and I feel bad because I ain't them for there as well, kind of thing. So I got back into things, started training again, and I was just like, I'm quite happy just to go training for a bit, see what happens. But you start going through the motions again. You see everyone else. Like obviously, I'm going up there to these shows with everyone else.
Yeah.
They're fighting, they're training, and they're putting in the graft, and you're doing it with them and going to the event, and you think, what the hell am I even doing? Like I'm not. Like this could be me again, kind of thing. Like I'm putting in the work in the gym. I might as well just be fighting, kind of thing. But obviously, training with these guys, I think one of the I'd been in the gym a few weeks back, or like maybe even a couple of months. I can't remember. I'm not really good at keeping time. And I remember sparring like some of the guys who were kind of like maybe a couple of weeks out from the fight, and like just kind of really getting that buzz from like the hard rounds that you kind of do with the guys before their fight, and the intensity's all there. Um, and obviously, when I was just working out casually, it's like there's no buzz. I'll go in the gym, maybe
Mm.
chuck some weights about, and I'm
Yeah.
clock watching like the whole time. It's like I've been here 20 minutes. It's like I need to get like an hour in or something, but I'm kind of bored. Like it's not the same buzz as kind of meet like on the Friday night we wrestle kind of thing. It ain't the same buzz as kind of meeting up on a Friday night, doing all the drills, and then absolutely just having it with all of
Mm.
your closest friends in the wrestling and doing your situation sparring, your minute goes and stuff. It's just not the same buzz. There's nothing else really like it, and I was just missing that. And that's a similar buzz you get from competition. Obviously, like the intensity is just, I don't know, it just feels great, and I kind of miss that.
Yeah, it's
And
having that goal, isn't it, as well? When you're
yeah,
training, having
definitely.
that goal, the fight, that's part of it. It's all part and parcel. Yeah, it is a huge thing.
It's massive. Like, it's kind of just the feeling of everything, like knowing you have something to work for, like something to kind of drive to, and I don't know, I just really missed that over that few months. So I kind of spoke to Jack, um, at one point, and just said, I was just like I'm training regular now. I've got my routine back. I wanna maybe get something in the books. And he said 100%. He went, I feel exactly the same way. He said it would be stupid for you not to, really. So then that all kind of came about, and then it was just kind of carrying on that momentum, of just training regular, sort your diet out, start shifting the weight, and it doesn't take long to get back in shape. Like,
No,
obviously,
no, it doesn't. When you start to just cut out, basically, you cut out the crap
yeah,
and you up
pretty
the
much.
training, it just flies off quickly.
It
It's
does.
only,
It just flies.
yeah.
And sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, because it's like you say, when you think to yourself, oh, I can't drop that 10 kilos, and then all of a sudden you think, I drop out the crisps, the biscuits, the snacks here and there.
The Reese's cups and stuff like that.
Exactly, yeah. Even though they're delicious, don't get me wrong,
Yeah,
you
it's
just
just,
tell yourself, I can just do it for 10 weeks, I'm golden, or whatever it is, and
yeah,
you're
yeah,
crusty.
exactly. But like, even like the not going out, like drinking and stuff
Yeah,
like that. Like, if you're just casually doing something, a lot of the time, like, if you're just casually working out, you're just kind of not even casually dieting. That's not even a thing. Just
no.
like maybe trying to stay away from the rubbish, and then you go out drinking with your friends or whatever on the weekend, and it's like there's no. It's kind of like you reset week after week. There's no progression week to week. Do you
Yes.
know what I mean? But like you say, it doesn't take long. You start cutting out the rubbish, and all of a sudden, before you know it, it's like, wow, I'm actually in shape. Wow, like I'm not fizzling out during these rounds. I ain't
Yeah.
gassing anymore. I've got that pace back. Like I kind of like had before, and it just feels nice. And I haven't even drank for months and months. Like, not even like a little bit. I can't even remember the last time I had a drink, and it just little things like that, little small, like little kind of almost like small things. I know you shouldn't anyway as an athlete, but I think, Jesus Christ, I haven't actually drank for like 3 or 4 months or something stupid.
Yeah.
Like, even without a fight kind of thing. Like, I stopped as soon as I got back in the gym. I was like, I ain't drinking now. I don't need to. Like,
No.
I'm not going out really. I'm going to sort my diet out and just get back on it. And I feel like the time that I missed, I'm kind of making up for now. Do you know what I mean?
And with the broken hand from the fight, it kind of
Yeah,
almost helped because if you hadn't broke your hand, you might have maybe rushed yourself back in.
yeah, yeah.
You
That's
know, when you weren't thinking straight in a sense of, let's be logical, go back, what went wrong, address it, correct it, and then go back in. A lot of people, if they lose, they want to get back in to kind of rectify it without maybe addressing why that
make
went
the
wrong.
adjustments and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I get that. Yeah, 100% get what you're saying. Yeah, that's also, I feel like it's made like this time out kind of thing. The intensity like I came back with in the gym in the rounds, it's almost like I was trying to prove a point. Like, I wasn't just kind of like, I'm not kind of done, if that makes sense. Like, you come back and it's like, I'm gonna, even though like maybe you're in shape, like everyone's competitive in the gym anyway. We all like to
yeah,
win our rounds. I've said that in previous like discussions and stuff. Everyone likes to win their rounds. We all like to kind of really go after it in the rounds and stuff like that, and the wrestling and the grappling rounds and whatever. So I don't know if it was like a subconscious thing. Like, I wasn't trying to stick it on everyone all the time and be a dick,
no,
but
no.
not at all. Because obviously we're all friends, but just like you drill with a little bit more intensity, you kind of everything you do in like even in like the aggression maybe, or trying to push the pace that little bit harder, like almost trying to prove a point to yourself that you ain't done. You can kind of keep up with everyone who's in shape and got big fights coming up as well, kind of thing. Um, so that's kind of my attitude kind of coming back, if that makes sense.
And your
But the broken
opponent,
like that I wouldn't say it really. Obviously, you have to let things like that heal, and like I had a plate
yeah,
in there, which I have a plate in there still,
mm,
and it kind of it's always like a little bit stiff, or it gets tender at times and stuff like that. But I've actually had a guy working. This is the first camp I've ever had like a chiropractor or anyone um, looking at my body, or like kind of keeping me in check. Like, if I've got a bad
yeah.
neck, um, or I've done something, or I've sprained something, or I've done this or done that, I have someone looking after that. Like, and the recovery's just been mad. Like, took a look at my hand, broke down some of that scar tissue, and it ain't even an issue now at all.
No, that's
Like,
good. That's good. Yeah, it's those niggling injuries that you
Yeah,
don't dress that actually becomes something after maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 months of just drilling on it. Your opponent Rico, very good opponent.
yeah, definitely, of
You know,
course.
they kind of balance out with each other though, because if you look at your amateur record, you know, you kind of match wise, you probably had a similar kind of number of fights.
No,
Um,
I've seen his amateur record. I don't know how many fights he had as an amateur.
from what I can find, there's only a couple. So compared to yourself, you went along the amateur route a bit longer, which I endorse to a lot of fighters really to do the amateur scene for a bit longer. With yourself going into this matchup, what have you looked at Rico yourself? Have you bothered, or have you just like
Yeah, of course.
jacking
Like
on lads?
before, there was actually a time where I didn't even bother
Hmm.
um, looking at people's footage because there's a point where everyone improves fight to fight. Like
Yeah,
I can tell you 100% now, I don't look like the same fighter I did when I fought in Liverpool last year, or even the fight before that. Like everyone progresses so much. Sometimes it ain't. Um, I used to feel like it wasn't really worth it, maybe, but um, realistically, you need to kind of know. It's all about game planning and stuff like that. And we all work massive game plans for every single fight. Like you don't go in there unprepared. Like it's just stupid, realistically. So I have watched little bits and pieces. Obviously, as with my coaches, we've kind of looked at like game planning and stuff like that, and the do's and don'ts. But he looks like a solid guy from what I've seen anyway. So it's always nice to be fighting like the better guys and stuff like that. Like I always
yeah,
find like you get a little like again you get a little bit more of a buzz. You're like, oh, now I'm going to be in a big fight. It's my like you kind of it's my chance to almost leapfrog someone else and get people talking about me rather than talk about them, or um, just jump up the ladder a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
yeah. Help you raise your game.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly that. Raise my game, and it's just entertaining. If you got two good guys in there,
Hmm.
there's a pretty good chance the fight is going to be entertaining.
Yeah,
Whereas if you got like a really good guy and a bum in there, it's going to be one sided, and people will watch it for a few minutes or whatever and think, oh well, that guy didn't really have a good opponent, kind of thing. So having a
yeah.
solid,
I've seen a couple of them recently. Yeah, and
and you don't you almost don't
you
bother
know what it
watching
is. Yeah,
stuff. Like even in yourself, like I imagine you don't even really bother watching it. You know who's going to win. It's kind of not really that entertaining.
yeah,
So it's
yeah.
nice to have
It's
it's
tough.
solid guys
Yeah,
just for the kind of factor, and obviously you're trying
exactly.
to make a name for yourself as well. Do you know what I mean?
And with like you said before about your coaches, you know, you got like Sean Carter, Jack Mason, some great kind of guys around you as a
So many good guys.
support network, not just on the MMA knowledge, but a support network. Like you said, you had the loss, you had the handbrake, as a kind of double bubble of bad kind of news that. You know, they themselves have obviously had rough times, good times. They would be able to support you in that way as well on a mental side, I imagine.
Yeah, definitely. Like when I come back, I had a little chats with like teammates and coaches and stuff like that. But then it ain't something you kind of dwell on. We had a little
Hmm.
chat maybe. Like I remember when I first like started doing like quite a lot of work with Sean, and we had the first time we kind of met up and hit pads and did went through some like because that's I've been hitting pads quite a bit with Sean and working a lot of the stand up, and he's kind of brought my stand up on massively. I feel with some of the bits and pieces we've been doing. He does some real cool technical sessions, even in like group sessions and one to ones and stuff like that. Obviously the MMA stuff with Mason's always solid anyway.
Yeah.
Always like in every camp I've had, it always has been. Um, but yeah, like I've had little chats and stuff, but it ain't, you kind of chat about it and move on. It's
Yeah.
what's next, you know what I mean?
Yeah, to move
But
forward, to go forward, yeah.
everyone's had their kind of like ups and downs, so everyone knows how it feels like to put everything into something and not get the result you want. Um, but yeah, like everyone's been in that boat before. People broke hands.
Yeah,
Obviously, it's quite a common thing to break in a fighting sport anyway. But it's kind of what you do next that matters, realistically, innit?
it is indeed, yeah. I was going to say, so obviously with the time, when you're not training, because obviously you can't train all the time as much as we wish
Yeah.
we could. When you're on your downtime, is it just you spending time with your family and your missus? What's your kind of downtime looking like?
So I work Monday to Friday anyway. So then
Yeah,
I go, um, I'll kind of go to work, come back, maybe try and catch half hour, 20 minutes, half hour sleep, even 20 minutes sometimes does the trick.
yeah.
Uh,
Power nap always works.
yeah, like love sleep. I always try and because you just run yourself into the ground otherwise. I know it sounds stupid, but
Yeah,
like try and grab sleep wherever I can, even if like if we turn up half hour early to a job in the week or whatever, I'm like, all right, I'll set my alarm for half hour and I'll see you in at 8 o'clock or whatever. um, but yeah, like spending time with my girlfriend and stuff. Like we go out and do bits and pieces, or even just get stuck into a series on Netflix. Realistically, it's just nice to chill when you're not kind of always on the go. But I don't see her that much realistically because I'm going to work. I come back, I've got like an hour or so anyway, and then I go train. So by the time I even get to her house, it's like 10 o'clock or something. So we'll chuck something on for an hour, and go to sleep, and then. But it's not even every day. But so downtime's more or less just at the weekend. Really, I don't really have much downtime in the week. It's just like flying about everywhere and whatnot, and training obviously every night. Train Saturday and Sunday as well. Ideally, in the kind of next year or so, I'd like to drop down working as much. It's difficult, obviously. You need money, but you want to train more. All the best guys are training all the time, so you want to be on top of that. You don't want to feel like you're going in there any less prepared than the guy you're fighting. So in the near future, it'd be nice to drop down my hours at work, or even work maybe 3 or 4 days a week, and then that even frees up my Friday. I can train 2-3 times a day. It just makes all the difference, just a little bit. So that's kind of where I want to go with that. But downtime is just PlayStation and telly when I do get stuck into a game or something like that. I've always been massive into PlayStation and stuff.
Oh,
a bit boring, really.
Well, yeah, FIFA's out now, isn't it? Yeah.
Ain't the answer you probably wanted, but
I know guys that they're big into the computer games or Netflix. Yeah. It's kind of common because you can just switch off, so to speak. You don't have to be, it's just something you can relax on the sofa, just watch it, fall asleep. Even playing the games, you can play the games for an hour or two, and off you go.
Yeah, exactly that. It's nice. It does help. It's just relaxing as well.
It takes you away from all.
It does, yeah. Like it takes you away from, even if you're a little bit stressed from work and training and everything, you feel like maybe getting a little bit run down or like just tired. Like my bedroom is literally no bigger than this little van. I swear to God, I've got the smallest room in the house, and I've got like a 55-inch telly on this tiny wall. We had to chuck it out on like a crane arm. Like one of these little swivel things because we couldn't shut the door. We couldn't even shut the door. We live in like a council house kind of thing. I ain't got tons of money and I have a massive house. And I bought this huge telly for like with my birthday money or something like a year ago. And I've got a double bed in there, so I've got like this much like leg room down the side of my bed, and then it's almost like my little escape, like my little cinema room kind of thing. So any opportunity, like if I'm not, say I train on a Saturday morning, I'll come in, get in and just have a shower, get back into bed, and stick something on Netflix or just play the PlayStation, mate. It's quite nice.
Yeah,
and
it's recovery.
Yeah, it is, exactly. If I'm laying, I don't have a room for a chair in there, so I'm just laying in bed, kind of watching something. And like on a Friday night after we train or whatever on a Friday, I'll get back, maybe it's 9:30. All my mates are off out. It's like, nah, it's cool. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna go and just get into bed and just chuck something on the telly.
Especially after wrestling. Nah, I'm alright. Yeah. After a wrestling session, I'm looking forward to bed.
Rolling as well. We do like quite a lot of like minute goes and situation sparring and stuff. And the guys we have in the gym are all savages anyway.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
I'm probably one of the probably the smallest guy in the gym, to be fair. We've got 12-year-olds who are coming bigger than me. So I ain't even joking. I think there's a young guy who comes in, and I think he's only like 14 or something, but he's massive. He's a big guy, and it makes like, obviously we all have banter and stuff like that, so Jack's always taking a piss and whatever.
Yeah, we can always mock Jack as well. Jack is the butt of all jokes, and Sean's always cracking jokes when he's coaching as well. He's a good one for that.
That's the thing as well with it, because obviously we're going training and everything's serious. We've all got big fights, but it's like, it's such a cool place to kind of, it brings so many different people together. I know it probably sounds like corny or whatever, but like everyone's mates as well. We all like take the piss out of each other and we all have a laugh along with it at the same time. So like, it's like you're just meeting up with your pals like every night, getting some training in kind of thing, take the piss out of each other a bit. Like it's funny. It is funny.
It is good crack. It's good atmosphere. I get on with the lads really well, so I know exactly what it's like, and they're good quality coaches. They're good quality fighters as well. So it's just a really good place to be. I think it's a great place for someone to learn and someone to go to as well. So you're always in good hands with them boys.
Yeah, definitely. And I think you get like a different type of closeness with like
Mm.
some of your sparring partners. There's not many guys and girls like in any other sports who can kind of be so close with people and beat the absolute crap out of each other
Yeah,
like 2 or 3 times a week in the
yeah,
rounds and stuff. But it does. It just makes you like it makes you better. Kind of when you've got the regular guys around you, kind of thing. You know what each other are good at and maybe not so good at as well. So that kind of like you can kind of take that away from them, to take their strengths. Like I don't know,
yeah.
it's cool because obviously, like I said, everyone's good, so everyone's probably got the ability to like try and not play into their hands, if that makes sense. So it's always, it
No,
makes it
spot
hard.
on.
It's cool. It's a cool
Yeah,
place to be.
it is. It is a great place to be in BKK. You've got a lot of talented fighters. Yourself being one of them.
Oh,
Like I said, you're fighting Rico,
goes,
and I was going to say, mate, you're fighting Rico. Was it 19th? Is it? I think
yeah, 2 weeks.
Yeah,
Yesterday, 2 weeks.
yeah, 19th October. Before I let you shoot off, what's your social media, Lee, so people can jump on, give you a follow, and join you on
That
your little pro journey?
all helps. It all helps. My Instagram is at LR Mitchell 97. PlayStation's that as well, and also my Snapchat matches it. I tried to get them all matching. Also, my Facebook's just Leigh Mitchell. So whatever's good, whatever you wanna
Oh, not got the
have.
Twitter world yet. You're not on Twitter yet.
Had Twitter, but I just can't be asked. There's too much. Like there's too much social media.
Do you
Honestly,
know
I
what
just
the
can't.
do you know what the thing is? You can be super lazy. It's great. You can get there's like an app that will link them all up. So you put one status for them all.
Yeah, that is nice to be fair, but
It's a treat.
I did actually used to use it to be fair,
Yeah,
but then I just couldn't be asked for it. Like
it's a lot of time. All of
I,
them at
I
once.
think it was I had more followers on Instagram, so I was like, I'm just going to fuck Twitter off and just build up just build up Instagram or something like
No,
that.
no, fair enough. And what about your
But
sponsors, though, mate? Who's sponsoring you? Who's helping you out in the fight camps?
I haven't got tons and tons of sponsors actually, which isn't the best.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. You mean?
Yeah, that's the one. Not yet. But with the sponsors and stuff, it's not something like you get a few fights under your belt. You maybe get a few like the idea, obviously, get a few wins against some good guys,
Mm.
get people talking about you a little bit, and I'm sure eventually things like that will come. But I've got like my physio, Anthony King. I think he has got Instagram. He doesn't use it that much, but his Facebook's like is just Anthony King. So he's helped me out massively. Being a chiropractor based kind of in the next town along from where I live, completely sorted out my neck. My neck was all jacked up like bad, and so he sorted all that out. I had a bad rotator cuff in the shoulder, struggled with mobility, and that he's helped me out massively. There is my boss. He's helped me out. He's kind of like, paid for all the lights going off. He's paid for like fight kit and stuff like that. And obviously, just massive thanks to everyone at BKK, like just being there on the mat all the time. Obviously, my coaches put time into everyone, like put their own time as well, not just like session time,
Yeah,
even in like game planning outside the gym and stuff like that. Like there's been times obviously where I fought in like we fought away. They all take their time out of their weekend to come up and support you and be there for you. So like you can't thank your teammates enough, really. And obviously like my girlfriend Lucy's who I barely kind of see in the week, probably forgets what I look like half the time because it's just difficult. Just everyone for being so supportive all the time. Like I've got so many people coming to this fight. It's actually crazy. It's
that's
insane.
great. It's great to hear, man, and it's awesome to have that support. You know, it's part of what helps you get through the fight camps and through the fights as well.
Yeah, definitely. It's so nice. I thought at this. I think I actually had my first amateur fight here when I was 15 at Charter Hall, where this is being held. So
Yeah, yeah,
like that's insane to think. Like I fought it in this exact same place when I was 15 years old. So like I've done that walk before, like so many times. I've fought there so many times over the years. So it's nice, and it's on everyone's kind of doorstep. So
yeah.
like I think I ordered like 30 tickets, and I could have probably sold at least 50. Honestly, it's so crazy.
That's
It's
good.
so nice to have the support.
Yeah, exactly. It's a good venue. It's a good place.
It's I'm trying to think else. There's so many people you just can't think like you can't think off the top of your head.
Yeah, when you get asked the question, it's horrible because everything
I
goes
know,
blank.
it's horrible. Yeah, but like this guy like Daryl, for example, Daryl Dodge sorted out everyone's fight kit. Like he's kind of designing everyone's stuff up, and he
Oh,
hasn't
nice.
any office because that shit is expensive as well. Getting all your stuff
Yeah,
printed out every single fight,
yeah.
say someone or like banners and stuff. It is so expensive.
Yeah, it does add up, mate. It does. It's not cheap. It's not cheap the fight game, and that's why
It,
those little bits of help, those people helping in do make a big difference. And
exactly.
look,
So go on.
I was gonna say you got great support. It sounds like
Yeah,
you've
cool.
got everything back to normal. Hands in good nick. You're ready
Yeah,
to
that's
launch
it.
that hand on Rico, and
Like my strike, like definitely like let the strikes go a little bit more. And obviously I can grip hold of something. I mean, one thing, like I remember when I actually broke it in the fight, I tried to take Gittins down, and I just couldn't even hold on to him. Like
no, you can't. Yeah, it won't let you. Yeah, your body just
I
says
just
no.
that's
Yeah,
it. But it's cool. It's definitely cool to be kind of. It feels like everything's coming together nicely as well, which is nice. Like
it is.
as in training, like weight, like the shape. Like we all sparred this morning. I think everyone is looking so good. So there's no easy rounds in the gym. Like, but just to have everyone in that peak shape together, like it's scary. It's like there's so many guys who are going to absolutely kill it in the
I
next six
can't.
months to a year. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, always pumping out guys. Jack is there. Yeah, they're always
Yeah,
pushing out faces and that to kind of rip up on the amateur scene and pro scene.
definitely.
Yeah,
It's a good thing to be a part of. It feels like the future is going to hold so much greatness.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, man.
honestly,
I can't wait to see it. Honestly, I look forward to it. I love speaking to Jack and finding out who's coming along. And
yeah,
look, Lee,
it's cool.
have a great fight against Rico. A
Thank
lot
you
of
very
people are
much.
going to be
Thanks.
enjoying it, and I can't wait to see it myself. So, look, have a great fight. Thanks for your time, man, and have just enjoy the violence.